That's better. See, I rigged the telepathic pickup so that it fits behind the ear where it's close to the sensory brain centers. It conveys every impulse to the control device here where you can increase or diminish the vibrations. The whole thing fits as comfortably as a hearing aid.
Excellent, Ralph. Excellent.
Your soul is mine.
Previously on Crowdfunding Hell, you may remember UDrone, the ultimate mind-controlled drone that was originally on Kickstarter until it was suspended. Now, on Kickstarter, they had gotten a really low goal and had exceeded it with 22 backers, and yet funding was suspended by Kickstarter about 4 months ago as we record this. It was a device that came out of Hong Kong and had a really interesting pitch video. We'll get back to that in just a moment. After having been kicked off of Kickstarter, alliterative, yes, I know. Having been kicked off of Kickstarter, they made good on a threat in the comments section on that campaign that they were going to go to Indiegogo. And here they are on Indiegogo with, once again, UDrone, the world's first hands-free drone. They ended up with pretty much the same amount of money by the time the campaign ended, of $5,169, but their goal, you'll notice, expanded quite a bit to $10,000. They didn't make it, but because, yes, it's a flexible goal, they got every dollar of that money for this device. This device that they claimed was going to be CBI controlled. Now, CBI, for those of you not in the know, is computer-brain interface. That's what they're claiming. That band that you see around the model's head is supposed to be a device that was reading, brain waves, electroencephalograph, something involving the brain and how it works in order to be able to control the device. We don't actually see it in the pitch video here in use using that, but I found somebody who supposedly had one. The guy that was at the first video right here, you remember him. He's the guy that's trying to look really hard like a Jedi Master, telling everybody that this is not the drone you are looking for, right? Well, let's take a look at what he supposedly was doing that found its way into this campaign. Now, you have to understand that these guys were all over the internet. This is the opening page for the item on New Atlas, where they were doing a review of drones. And they talked about the hands-free flight with EEG Smart's mind-controlled UDrone. And there again you see our Jedi Master as he stares meaningfully at the UDrone. Now, if you go a little further down, just a little bit, say right about here we have actual flight footage. Shall we take a look at it? Of course we shall.
Let's land it.
That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? And we're going to get back to that particular video and my personal take on it in just a moment, because I have actually found an unboxing video concerning this device, and I'm going to share it with you.
so let's try using our drone. Let's see how it works. I will try to control it using my mind, my concentration. So I won't be speaking too much. I have to be very focused, I have to be very concentrated, so just watch. Come back to me and right. Okay, down. Okay, so now let's go outside and see how this amazing drone works.
Now, both of those are rather interesting, but the thing that strikes me, and you know me, I'm very much a skeptic, is that there is a great disparity between what these two different individuals are supposedly doing to control that little drone through a BCI, a brain-computer interface. Different things like gestures, rocking the entire body to get it to turn one way or another, and somehow the drone knows exactly what they're doing. The fact that the girl is stating what the thing is supposed to be doing just before it does it, no indication that that might be actually controlled through some other device just off camera as they shoot this. But then again, think about how that brain-computer interface is supposed to work. For instance, in their own material here, they say that in order to get it to land, it's necessary to bite the back teeth and keep it going for 2 seconds. Not exactly something that is very easy for some people to do, but it's this kind of stuff that tends to make me wonder, is this really a computer brain interface, or is it reading something else? So, looking to our good friends at Reddit, this is what we find. And there on Reddit we get this insight. This drone is not controlled by your mind, and if the product ever makes it to market, they'll quickly find out that they have to stop making that claim. The Redditor further goes on to say the band works by picking up EMG activity on the scalp. The band itself is just to hold the sensors in place. The actual working parts are the bit behind the ears and work by picking up EMG activity from, by the looks of it, the masseter muscle. That's why you have controls such as tilting your head, biting your teeth, and blinking. This is not a BCI device and should not be advertised as one. Damn, those guys on Reddit are pretty smart. Most of them are techies themselves, and they can spot something weird a mile away, I think. And still another Redditor points out in the same thread, looks like these have been on AliExpress since last year. Guess they're trying to use Kickstarter to raise awareness. And he gives a link. Well, we're going to go to that link in a moment or two, but let's go ahead and do a Google search just for the hell of it. And behold, in June 15th of 2018, there appears to be an AliExpress link. However, there's something really interesting about it when we go to that particular link. It appears that on AliExpress, that particular link and page has been completely removed. But what happens when we go to the link that the Redditor gave us? Let's see what happens there. Well, hey, look at that. It doesn't quite look the same, but It's a mind-controlled brainwave toy with 2 colors available for $132.99 a piece with free shipping. I wonder what more we might learn if we click on that link. Let's find out. Let's see. Brainwave idea, controlled drones, brainwave toys, mind control, focus training, brain teaching aids. Well, I guess they got all the bases covered. And there we see that illustration of it again. Let's see what some of the other things look like. Well, this is starting to look somewhat familiar. Remember that the other one was saying that it was the world's first brain-controlled drone, but here we have one coming straight out of China. Interesting. Very interesting, eh? Now, isn't this something? It's an illustration of the ways you can control this drone, and it involves tilting your head and various other stuff. Boy, doesn't that look familiar? Is it possible that somebody in China, maybe Hong Kong, is simply repackaging the same technology, calling it their own, and now they're trying to crowdfund it? Maybe that Redditor had it right all along. Maybe, just maybe, when they went to Kickstarter, Kickstarter realized that that's what they were doing, and that might have been why they suspended funding. And then they went over to Indiegogo. Didn't make a lot of money there, but maybe they could, maybe they couldn't. But again, they've just rebadged and reused already existing technology and tried to claim it as their own. But when it comes to crowdfunding, never say die, I guess, because I'd like you to take a look at this. A site called Locador, which would apparently be another crowdfunding platform where we find, once again, hands-free flying drone with mind and gesture controls and subject tracking. Yes, it's the same UDrone that you've now come to know and love, and they got, I guess, $4,261 here from 17 backers. What is going on with this drone? We may never know, but you begin to understand, I guess, more and more why I'm such a skeptic about things. It's far too easy for somebody to simply transship an already existing item, usually out of China, and try to claim it as your own. Now, to be fair, platforms do have rules that say that you're not supposed to do that, but more and more I'm finding a lot of these things that are showing up on Kickstarter and in particular on Indiegogo. You'll find them or something very much like them on places like AliExpress. Make of that what you will, but I think that you are beginning to really understand one other thing. I firmly believe that crowdfunding should either be abolished or much more heavily regulated. This has been Crowdfunding Hell.